This week's Coach of the Week, sponsored by Exquisite Lawns, goes to Eli Dugan of the 5th and 6th grade boys Bulls team. Eli is an assistant with his dad. He's not only an assistant basketball coach, but he also plays varsity baseball, and he also is a referee at the LC in the afternoons during the little kids game. Eli has a heart of service. He does well by the kids on his team, and also he gives back when he heads to the LC and referees every chance he can get on Saturday afternoon. Eli, we couldn't do this league without you. You are this week's Coach of the Week, sponsored by Exquisite Lawns. This week's Player of the Week, sponsored by Lionheart Children's Academy, goes to Mr. Jackson Edwards of the Hoop Havoc 4th grade division. Jackson brought energy during the game, and not only energy, but he kept a positive attitude, and he all around was just ready to play the whole game. Coach Aaron said he was stuck with a taller defender, and that really disrupted the plays, but he communicated to his teammates to help move the team forward. Great job, Jackson. You are this week's Player of the Week, sponsored by Lionheart Children's Academy. All right, welcome to episode 60, Winning with the Home Team. I'm Katrina, and today we have a special guest. We have Miss Lauren. Miss Lauren, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So Lauren is the Academy Director of Lionheart Children's Academy. And Lauren, I'm just going to shoot it to you off the jump. Tell us a little bit about what Lionheart is for starters, and then how you got into Lionheart.
Yeah, awesome. Hi, everyone. Like she said, I'm Lauren, and Lionheart, the tagline for Lionheart is Christ-centered learning and fun. And that's exactly what we are. Everything is foundational when it comes down to biblical foundations. Learning is important because that's why we're here. We're school. So child development, and just kind of nurturing the whole child, but then fun. Like we have a lot of fun here at Lionheart, especially here at LABC. We have a really fun staff. Our families are amazing. It's just joy in here.
That's awesome. Yeah, Lionheart has been on our campus for, is it 10 or 11 years?
No, it's actually 11 years. It'll be 12 in August.
12 in August.
Yeah.
And I remember the very first day of Lionheart on day one, and just the energy that it brings to our campus. Like Lionheart is a really big blessing to Lake Church. And so you've been here for 2 years?
1 year.
1 year.
I'm starting year 2.
Well, it seems like 2 years.
I know.
So that's comfortable.
Yeah. It does. It's been 1 year. Actually, last week was my 1-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
How did you get to Lionheart?
Yeah. So honestly, I was home. I was just having my 3rd baby, Joseph. And a friend actually reached out to me and she's like, "Hey, Lionheart's looking for a director. Like I've seen this position posted." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think I want to lead anymore. Like I just don't I don't know." And she's like, "No, this is exactly what you were telling me that the Lord is telling you what your next is, because during the time when I was pregnant, I was really like, Lord, I don't know if you're calling me to be a stay-at-home wife and a mom. But what's kind of next for my life? Like where am I going?" And I remember through prayer hearing him tell me, "Your next will be still ministry, and all that you do will be ministry. But also I'm calling you back into early childhood education." And I was like, "Oh, okay." It was rough during COVID after I left. So I was like, "Okay." So she's like, "It's in alignment, Lauren. Like this is what you said." So I did a lot of research beforehand.
So how long had you been at home with your babies?
So I had been home since honestly May of that year. I just gotten home. Like I hadn't even really got to. I enjoyed it, but like really get in the groove of being there. And this was like the end of November when she told me this. Mind you, I had my baby November 20th, so I was really like,
"Oh wow,
no, I'm not trying to."
Right.
But I was like, I'll pray about it and see like what the Lord says. And I did a lot of praying. I talked to my husband about it, and we're kind of getting the same things in prayer. And I was like, this doesn't make sense.
And that was your next move is ministry.
Yeah.
in early childhood
Yeah.
education.
And
Okay.
I'm like, how? Where? So when this came up, and I watched the video with the founder of Lionheart,
Mhm.
and he talked about there was this book that he talked about, which is kind of like about like the foundations of like building the biblical foundation for children early. That's kind of like the thought process behind Lionheart. And I got the book and I read the book, and middle of December, my friend called me back. She's like, "You need to apply for this role." And I prayed that night. I was like, "Lord, okay, if this is what my next is,"
Yeah.
because I had, after reading that book and like looking at stuff, I was like, "This sounds so much fun. Like
Yeah.
it could be fun." It was clear. He was like, "Lauren, I don't know why you
Wow.
keep asking. I've already told
Yeah.
you what I want you to do." So I applied and I asked them, like, "Hey, I just need a little bit of time. Can we
Right.
do interviews in January?" And they're
Okay.
like, "Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like we're not looking to do interviews until January." So it ended up, I mean, it just was smooth sailing from then. Like every interview was amazing and the people here are
Yeah.
amazing. So the Lord called me
Yeah.
here. It's
That's
very
good.
evident that he
That's
called
good.
me here.
Going back to how you were praying about what's next, and you very clearly heard the Lord say it's going to be in ministry and it's going to be in early childhood education. How did you discern God's voice
Mm.
in the midst of that,
Yeah,
you and your husband?
yeah. I think really it's more of just trusting him
Mm-hmm.
and having faith that he's faithful. And I think sometimes we're sitting and waiting for the Lord to kind of jump in front of us and say, "Hey, this is exactly what I want you to do, and here's the blueprint, and here's the timeline. This is what it looks like." But I've learned on my journey in life that's not really how that works.
Yeah.
And if we're expecting that, good luck. You're going to be sitting here for a long time. Um, just honestly.
Yeah.
But I've learned the Lord gives me kind of this peace, and the Lord speaks through me and my husband when we're both trying to make decisions. And honestly, a lot of times it's right in front of our faces.
Mm.
So in this moment with discerning him, it was, okay, Father, you've already told me exactly what you wanted me to do
Yeah.
beforehand. Now it's me jumping out on faith and trusting that whatever move I make, you're going to be in it and you're
Right.
going to be faithful in it. So I need to be faithful to you
Right.
and jump out. So that really is what happened in this moment. He'd already told me a while ago.
Yeah.
Um, and I just went with it. I just
Yeah.
trusted that this is exactly what the
Right.
Lord is calling me to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in May, like, were you content being at home,
I
or was there restlessness that began to?
In the beginning it was a little bit rough. I but I won't say it didn't last as long as I thought. I am a go-getter. I love to work.
I mean, you have to be a go-getter as a director
Yeah.
at an academy.
Yeah.
Like, you just, like, that's the bottom line.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
hustler.
I
I
love
just
it. I
am.
love it.
I have a sports background, so I'm competitive. I just
Yeah.
want us to be great and work in excellence. So going home was like, but the Lord quickly shifted that and said, "This is your first ministry.
Mm, yeah.
That hustle can happen at home, and right now
Mhm.
this is where I need you."
Yeah.
And it shifted quickly because I got to work out and like prepare my body for the baby.
Mm,
Me and my youngest, I just feel like I'm connected with all of my babies, but it's just something different that happened during this pregnancy with him. And even my children, like they were with me before they went back to school. So I got to spend time with them every single day.
yeah.
Like they would work out with me. We did
I
yoga
love
or
it.
got on
Yeah.
the bike and rode the bike. I got to make breakfast for them in the
Yeah. Yeah.
morning.
Yeah.
Like I got to be a mom,
Right.
which and a wife and a helper to my husband.
Yeah.
And that's what we needed in the
Yeah.
season.
In that
So
season.
it was great.
Mm,
I
yeah.
enjoyed it. I did.
That's I think it's so encouraging to hear you say. First of all, it's so encouraging. I think that we are like-hearted in several ways. Number one, I mean, we're both go-getters, right? Um, we both have a family, so we wear multiple roles, and sometimes, I don't know if you feel like this, but sometimes it is hard to balance all the things. As a leader, you're a leader, as a wife, as a mom. It's super hard. So let me ask you this question
Mhm.
that was not on the notes
It's
at
okay.
all. Do you believe in the word balance when it comes to life?
No.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, yeah. So go ahead.
No.
What is your viewpoint on?
No. I'll say this first. You know how people are always like, you have to find that work-life balance. I've coined this phrase. I think it's mine. If it's someone else's, I promise you I said it first. But I believe in life-work balance because my life and with my family has to come before what happens at work. Because I can't be a great leader. I can't be all that God's called me to be if my home life is not okay. And I just don't believe that's of the Lord.
Yeah.
But balance, I think it's seasonal.
Yeah,
Like I think there are some times in life where you're going to have to put more time in a certain area or an arena
Right.
than you will in another season. And I think for me in our dynamic as a family,
Yeah.
we talked about this before, like knowing your seasons is important too. I think it
Yeah.
helps balance you. I think it helps you with your confidence because you
Yeah.
can feel like, oh, I'm not doing enough, like I'm not
Yeah.
being all that God's called me to
Yeah.
be, like I'm
Yeah.
struggling here. But sometimes in those seasons, like it might be your running season, it might be your walking rest season, like knowing where you are in those seasons, I think really helps you identify what you're supposed to do, what your next is.
Right.
And then the biggest piece of balance for me is I cannot handle really life on my own.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am
I agree.
so dependent on the Lord because I can't juggle all of these things. I just can't. And I've tried and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I think in that too, like understanding giving those things to the Lord because He'll help you balance it. And
Right.
where you're weak, He's strong
Yeah.
and He'll step in.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think to echo what you just said, there's definitely seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's important to recognize just what you said, the season that you're in, if it's a run season, just like you said, or if it's a walking season. I also think that, like, in life, like, when you have so many balls in your hands that you're trying to not just keep up, but flourish, like, I don't want to just keep the balls in the air. I don't want to just pretend like I don't want to drop them. Like, I want them to be
Want to do them
like,
all well.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so, but also, like, with that, I think that, like, you have to prioritize what's important to you.
Yeah.
I mean, there has to be, this is first, this is second, this is, third, and going on down the line. So for you, and I mean, I think that we all know the answer to this question, but what's the most important to you in your life?
My family.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be,
Yeah.
right? Because you just said your family is your first priority,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So now let me spin this and ask this question. So, like, I think that we're both in the game of wanting families to win, right? Winning with the home team. You're trying to shepherd families, right, in the early childhood realm, and we're trying to shepherd families in all of the extracurricular stuff that they do, and making sure that you can still honor the Lord with your extracurriculars, just like you honor the Lord, with your education.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about how Lionheart is different from other daycares, which you are not a daycare.
We are not a
Yes. So
daycare.
speak to that a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, we're not a daycare. We are an academy, and the biggest piece, like I said earlier, we're Christ-centered learning and fun. So everything we do is for the glory of the Lord.
Yeah.
And I tell our staff this a lot, we will be who we say that we are. And what I mean by that is we have to be the light for our families. We don't know what these families come in with, what they're dealing with, what these children are feeling. And they need to see that the Lord is here. They need to feel his presence. So we have to be that for them. So Lionheart is Christ-centered learning, and it's learning. Like we're not a daycare. We're not just like making sure we're changing their diapers, we're feeding them, and just kind of watching over them. No, we're developing them, the whole child, not just, socially, emotionally, physically, all the things where child development is a huge piece of what we do. We use curriculum. We have an educational curriculum. We also have a spiritual curriculum too, because it's the whole child that we're developing. And we have daily schedules, and we partner with families. And I think that's what makes us unique. And I think one of the what drew me to Lionheart was that piece of partnering with the church. It's huge because for one, we are the church. When I think about Lake Church, I I'm a part of y'all staff team.
You are.
Whether you
Yeah.
want,
Yeah.
me or
No,
not.
we definitely need you. Yeah.
Like I feel like that I am a part of Lake Church, and I thank you, Lake Church, for accepting me and having me be a part. But I think that is what set us apart from other companies and other childcare facilities, is because we're partnering together with someone who is like-minded, who wants to nurture families and see them grow and see them win. And I think that that's so helpful in this space because it takes a village. And if we're working together and understanding that we are one, we're unified, and we all have the same mission and goal, um, the families win, and they benefit from that, being in a space where they feel that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I have so many questions, follow up questions with that, but I'll go with this one. So you and I are also like-hearted in that weird outreach, right?
Yeah.
So the families that walk into your door are very similar to the families that walk into the LC. Most of them probably, you know, they probably know about God, but they don't have that biblical foundation to follow through with their family, right? And so as you get to know families, like how do you help families know God
Mm.
when some just don't even,
They're not interested.
yes,
Yeah.
like how does that work out in an academy setting?
You have to love them.
Same.
You have to love them first and understand that they are image bearers
Mm.
of God.
Even when they don't necessarily know that.
No.
Yeah.
No. We're not here to change anyone. It's by our actions. It's about our walk.
Yeah.
A lot of times people, I mean, I've been doing this for a while, but ministry as well for a while. I've brought people to the Lord by just speaking to them, being kind to them, or by my actions of how I communicate with other people, or how I lead, or how I love on my family. That's the biggest witness. I tell people, how you speak to people, it matters because it can damage your witness. So we're not here to beat the Bible down their throats. You will know that the Lord reigns here, and that we believe and trust in Him. But we really just want to love on you, and that's what God called us to do, is to love everyone. So yeah, it's by your actions. It's not necessarily about what you say. And I think once you create a safe space for these families, and they understand it, I think it kind of brings down that wall to their families that they are not interested in really speaking, or they don't really want to know all this things. It's kind of like, yeah, thank you. But be consistent, and like I said, don't push it down their throats. But once you create a safe environment for them, I've had families that I'm able to pray with now, or they get to tell me more about what's going on in their lives. And in that, you can witness to them, and share your faith with them of what God has done for you. And in that, you're just planting a seed and allowing the Holy Spirit to move in that. Yeah.
I think it's critical to recognize that, like, I mean, you may be the only Jesus that they see in their life.
Yeah.
Two, I think it's so cool. I mean, you guys talked about there's a spiritual curriculum that you guys do, and I'm assuming that comes with a lot of songs and things like that. And so, I mean, literally, like a kid could be witnessing to their mom and dad by singing a song that they've learned in Lionheart, right?
Yeah.
Like, have you experienced that?
We have, and I'm going to tell a quick story because I think it's really
Yeah.
important. We shared it in our story of impact a couple months ago. But there's a family with two kiddos here. And a mom came up to me one morning, and she was like, "Miss Thornton, I really need to tell you a story. I know you're busy." I'm like, "No, what's going on?" And she said she suffered with anxiety, like having the feeling of anxiety. She had panic attacks a lot, just would get overwhelmed. And she was having one of those moments one day. And her and her kids had watched Inside Out, that movie about the emotions. And her oldest child came up to her, and she was like, "Not right now. Like, not right now. Mommy is feeling like," she described the character on Inside Out, "and that's what I'm feeling right now. And mommy just can't." Try not to cry. He told her, "Mommy, Jesus gives me peace. Like Jesus has given me so much peace, and I want to give that to you.
That's awesome.
And she's still like kind of like no. And she's like no, like he's explaining to her like how much Jesus loves her and how like he has so much to give. It has already given it to him. And like mom, I want to give you some joy. It's what it was. I want to give you joy. The Lord is giving me so much joy, and I want to share that with you. You can have some of mine,
Yeah.
mommy. And
Can I ask you how old this kid was?
He's 5.
Oh my gosh, a
And he was 4 at
5-year-old.
the time.
Oh my
But
goodness.
he's 5.
Yeah.
And then he didn't stop there. He prayed with his mom. And he prayed like, God, can you please give my mommy joy?
Oh my gosh.
Can you please help her see that you love her so much? And thank you for giving me all this joy and give it to my mom. And she shared that she was like, I will never forget that moment. 'Cause she's like, he's never done that before. He's never prayed like not like by himself.
That's the Holy
And
Spirit.
then the
Yep.
second part of that, which I think is the biggest, the most important to the story, is she said, and in that moment, I felt peace. And I've never felt like that before. Nothing has ever calmed me in the way that just him telling me that the Lord has given me this joy and him
Wow.
praying for me. So she was just like thanking us for just
Yeah.
whatever you guys are doing with my son.
Whatever y'all are
Whatever it
doing.
is, it's working and
Wow.
it's impacted his life. So,
Wow. What did you say?
I mean, I was blown away. I was crying
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
one. And we prayed at that moment together. And I just gave her a hug and I just told her, like, we're here. And I'm so glad
Yeah.
that you feel this peace that surpasses
Yeah.
all understanding. Because she just kept talking about, I don't understand, like, what happened. I'm like, it's the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he was really moving in that moment.
Yeah.
So we talk about it often. It's such a great family, but that's just one of the many stories that happens here at Lionheart.
So the child heard about Jesus, the 5-year-old heard about Jesus, sang the songs, listened to the Bible stories, and then he went and he witnessed to his mom.
Yeah.
And in that moment, Jesus was with him, using that 5-year-old to minister to his mom.
Yeah.
Like, and to her comment, like, she's never experienced that peace before. Like,
No.
that's mind blowing.
Yeah.
But that's
amazing.
that is a perfect example about how Lionheart is not a daycare.
No.
Like, they are an academy that is doing the Lord's work.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Man. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about some of the promotions that you guys have going on right now.
We have a few going on
Because after that, how could you not want? Exactly. Like, how could you not want to get your kid, right?
Yeah. Well, I want to run a promotional for just this podcast.
Okay. Yeah.
So this month it's Love Grows Here.
Okay.
And so for all the families who are listening today, we want to bless you. So if you mention this podcast when you enroll and start by March 20th,
okay,
you will receive 1 free week of tuition.
Yeah. That's huge.
So it's our way of saying, like, we'd love to partner with you and your family.
That's good.
Yeah.
Man, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gosh.
I enjoy it.
And seriously, if you guys have kids, is it 6 months?
Yes, so 6 weeks, actually.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
Woo, tiny little baby.
Tiny babies.
6 weeks to
6 weeks to 12 years. So it's 6 weeks to pre-K for our everyday, all-day program. And then we have this amazing program, Trailblazers. So that's before and after school care.
Yes.
And then on their breaks, we do spring break camp and also summer camp.
They're so fun. They're so fun.
So much fun.
Yeah. So yeah, if you have an elementary age kid or a baby, or anywhere in between, check out Lionheart on their
Love
website.
to have you guys.
What's their website?
It's lionheartkid.org.
And man, thank you guys so much for joining us. If you have not subscribed or followed us, go ahead and do that right now. We are all about making sure that we empower families to win, and so whether that be with sports, with the LC, or now with Lionheart, with the educational component and spiritual development, we don't want families to do it by themselves. We can't do it by ourselves, right?
Right.
I don't know if it's on this podcast or if it was before, but we both said, like, we can't. There's no way we can do this alone.
Takes a village.
So go check them out. Check us out. And we'll see you guys later. Man, thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed hearing us ramble about youth sports or other strangely interesting sports topics related to families, please go and like and subscribe to the show. so that you can get regular updates when a new podcast is released. We'd also love to connect with you. Head on over to our socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We're under LC Sports and Recreation.
And if you're new to our podcast, go check out some of our previous episodes on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. There's some good stuff on there. And pay attention because these come out pretty quickly, weekly, as a matter of fact. And you're going to learn a lot about what we have to say with regards to our league and how to win with the home team.